Hi, I'm Amy and welcome to my channel where I talk about things I've learned along the way to help manage my melasma. If this is something that interests you, please hit the subscribe button. If you are already subscribed, thank you. Today I'm going to be talking about hats, and hats. A quick and easy way to cut down on sun exposure to your face, so please keep watching. Okay, so before I get started, I want to stress that any hat obviously is better than no hat at all when it comes to protecting your head, face, ears, and neck from harmful UV rays, no matter what your reason for needing sun protection. Could be anti-aging, skin sensitivity, issues such as vitiligo or melasma, skin cancer, or all of the above. And I would be remiss if I did not mention that a hat is never in lieu of sunscreen, so don't forget your first line of defense. And with all that said, let's get into things to look for in hats for maximum protection to help minimize the biggest melasma trigger, sun exposure. Okay, so I decided to break this down into 5 categories. Obviously, I have a lot to say about sun hats. Starting with number 1, size. No explanation needed. The wider the brim of the hat, the more coverage. I know that for some, melasma may only affect areas on the forehead or the bridge of the nose, and in that case, a smaller brim like a baseball cap style would probably provide the coverage needed. But if you have patches like I do on the cheeks, or even more challenging areas to cover like the area above the upper lip, which I have, as I've mentioned in previous videos, or the chin, a large brim hat is needed. Take a look at this one, my dream 10-inch brim hat, or so I thought, which leads me to the other categories. Number 2, fabric materials. Okay, so the material that a hat is made of actually makes a difference. Like I said earlier, any hat is better than no hat, but when given the choice, consider the fabric. Here's some news you can use. Polyester deflects UVA and UVB rays effectively, more so than rayon, cotton, flax, and hemp. If your hat is made of a material other than polyester, it will still provide good protection. Just make sure it's woven tight so that it blocks out any sunlight, which is the 3rd category. Number 3, tight fabric weave. A tight weave seals out the sun's rays. Before I buy a hat in a store, I actually do this. I will hold the hat up to the light, and if I see light coming through the weave, I pass. Now, looking back at that gorgeous, ginormous brim hat that I thought I needed in my sun-blocking arsenal, turns out the catalog description notes that each hat is uniquely braided out of raffia palm, and some areas of the brim may not be UPF 50+. So that hat that I thought I wanted makes a really good dramatic fashion statement, but not so much of a sun protection option for melasma. Which leads me to the 4th category, UPF, not to be confused with SPF. UPF stands for Ultraviolet Protection Factor, and it's basically a numerical rating given to clothing to indicate how effectively the fabric blocks UV radiation. UPF 50+ is the highest possible rating. Okay, moving on to the last category. Thanks for staying with me. Number 5, color. Dark colors such as black are a good option because they will absorb UV rays and keep them away from the skin. Bright colors are also good options because they not only absorb UV rays, but they also deflect, more so than a pale or neutral tone. I think it can be a little counterintuitive in that usually most people think of wearing white or a light color to repel heat, which is correct. You will stay much cooler wearing a white t-shirt compared to a black t-shirt, but for sun protection, wearing black is better because it absorbs the rays. Now, if you tend to get too hot when you wear a black hat, then go with bright dark tones, such as a bright blue or red or purple or green. Now, keeping all these categories in mind, I want to show you this awesome hat. It has all the features that I just talked about. A large brim, it's a dark color, it's made of a tight weave polyester fabric, it's UPF 50 plus. I love this hat. It's by Coolibar. It's perfect. This is a 7-inch brim, so it provides really good protection for the face, and the brim is also wired, so I can manipulate the brim for the coverage I need depending on the position of the sun. It has an adjustable chin strap in case it's windy, or it can just be tucked up into the hat, which will probably be most of the time. And another bonus is that it's travel friendly. I can just pack this into a suitcase and go, which is what I will be doing. I will be taking this on my family vacation to the beach this summer for sure. So I highly recommend Coolibar products for their quality and guarantee of UPF 50 plus. Their sun protection is permanently embedded into the fabric and won't wash out or wear out. They are recommended by the Skin Cancer Foundation and approved by the Melanoma International Foundation. I encourage you to take a look at their website for their hats and accessories. If you are not familiar with Coolibar, they sell a whole line of clothing for sun protection, for anything from everyday casual to protection while playing golf or tennis, to extreme sun protection needed during water sports, fishing, or boating. Now, if your melasma is severe, you need maximum coverage for your face, you may want to consider one of their hats that includes a fabric face shield. And it may seem like a bit much, but I would rather cover up and get out and be active than pass up on fun with family and friends because of a likely melasma relapse. Also, if you are using a particular treatment for your melasma that increases the sensitivity of your skin, like most of the treatments do, my skin currently is more sensitive than it usually is because I'm using a retinol product. So covering up is a critically important part to ensure the potential success of most melasma treatments. I also want to mention that a large brim sun hat may not always be the most convenient thing to wear, depending on what you're doing or where you are, like at a sporting event where you would obstruct someone's view. Not the best time to hear the comment, "Nice hat." So a solution I want to share is this. It's a neck gaiter. It's also from Coolibar, and this is, you pull it over your head and you wear it. You wear it on your neck and you can pull it up over your cheeks and your mouth area. Again, it may look silly, but I would rather look a bit silly in the moment than regret a bad melasma relapse later. I hope this video has provided some good information about sun hats to help with protecting your face from the sun to avoid darkening melasma patches. I will set up a link below for the black hat that I featured from Coolibar. Check out all their hats and accessories. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And I thank you for the time to invest in your face. Bye.